Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Fantastic. Uh, Greggorio arrives in Montego. What's it? A day ago?
Something like that. It was like I was getting there in 2 1/4 or something, I want to say. One and
Hmm.
a quarter.
Let's say,
I get it, and it's the next day, and I have the letter now.
yeah,
So
exactly.
whatever that is in the world.
Uh, you arrive, you talk about chartering a boat, you get a letter almost immediately afterwards that says, hang on, we're going to be here for a while. And you go, okay, well, I'll just keep those tabs open and wait for further information. Montego is a pretty chill place for cool people. That's the general vibe, and if you had to describe it in one word, in one phrase, it'd be a chill place for cool people. Um, with the Albrights having miles and miles of vineyards, Montego is surrounded by banana trees for luxury fruit export. Uh, and the banana trees actually like butt right up to Montego proper. Um, and on the trip through, you probably pass by some farms and farmers. And at this moment, as it is before these flash sideways, there's nothing to be concerned about, and everybody's pretty happy with their bananas. Um,
Wow.
the other main qualities of it is that Montego has Montego Bay, which is a very large bay that surfers quite enjoy, and just general beachgoers. People here love to go out with an umbrella, sit on the beach for hours, and enjoy the ocean in its purest form. Um, and so there's a bit of surf culture. Um, the docks here are not gigantic. There's one main one that's connected to the trade hall. That is where the largest ships are able to be stored. All other docks are kind of out of the way from the proper city and the trade hall, and where the best surf waves are, and are generally lower classes of ships. Even at the trade dock, the largest one there is a sloop, which is the lowest of the big ships. It could probably hold one brigandine. Is that one? Gosh, who knows? Anyways, like a medium large ship could fit if they cleared the area. Not huge, just big enough. There is mostly it's a fine mix of shacks, huts, farmhouses, and a couple of large houses. There's one in particular that the Duke lives in. Monty, who Reyna is familiar with, and probably just passed along the story at least a little bit that she has a connection there. There's a church of Chanteau, which is the goddess of agriculture and the head of the pantheon in this world. As you know, food gives life, and life is everything. Um, and I will. Is there anything that you want to investigate? Just like popping in, having received your letter, and
Um,
knowing that you have some time to kill.
Probably like a potion shop or, something of that nature.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Are you looking for just healing potions sort of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. There's no specific potion shop, but the general store does carry them. but
Yeah.
they only have one today. Dun dun dun.
Okay.
It'll cost you 60 gold and is just the lesser healing potion.
Is that the 2d4 plus 2?
Yes.
Mm,
If you express a disappointment at how many there are, the general store
mhm.
shopkeep will say something to the tune of, I mean, if you need any more, there is a person who lives a little bit out of town at a place called Doctor's Cave. He's kind of like a shaman, and he might be able to set you up with another potion. Kind of just depends
Okay.
on what that guy's up to. And points it out on your map. Cha-ching!
Mm-hmm. Doctor's Cave, got it.
Yep.
I'll put a pin on this. I'm not sure if I want to buy it yet,
Okay.
depending on how much I'm gonna be needing to spend on the plan part of the plan.
Right. Okay. Um.
Yeah.
Uh. Anything else in general?
Um, I'm going to go around, see if there's been any talk about the explosion at the Governor's Mansion, and also try and sow rumors about that. Oh, I heard that it was some, crazy French plot, yada yada,
Gotcha.
and try and force forward that.
Yes. Okay. There's a bit of rumblings about it. News has gotten out. Just a few days ago. They mentioned that Duke Montego, mentioned the happenings and that there was going to be a new governor of Jamaica soon, and that as far as he could tell, it wasn't going to be him, and that life here probably won't change all that much. And when you're sowing seeds of French discourse, some of the people that you talk to are like, I I have noticed some no good French no do gooders, do wrongers, if you will.
No good Nicks.
No good nicks. Hanging out by the haunted great house.
Okay. What's a great house?
Big house. It's like a manor,
Okay.
as far as I can tell. I'll say
That's what I
that the way that
figured.
I came up with the things here is that I searched real Montego Bay and was just like, what are some of the features? And just looked at some of the things that they mentioned and was like, oh, cool, Rose Hall Great House. That I can make that something. Doctor's Cave. I can make that something.
So yeah, I guess, do I hear anything that I might connect the dots, might be about our group?
um, as in here locally or at Port Royal, the incident there.
Um, Either. Like, are we? I guess I'm just listening to see if, we are attracting attention.
Um, at There's probably like a sheriff's office, a local town enforcement kind of thing.
Mhm.
Especially since you mentioned the word sheriff specifically in your general plan. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I even wrote a name down. The sheriff is Tawny Lumbee. What a fun name. Sheriff Tawny is putting up a fresh poster for Thrin. um, this
Yep.
is the same one that was put up not too long ago in Port Royale. It probably got sent here not too long ago,
Mhm.
and you know, it's life
Was
is
this
slow
the
over
one
here.
for him going into the beat 'em up room?
Yeah.
Right.
And just
Okay.
because Jamaica, if it happens one place, it's definitely going to spread to the other towns. These are
Yeah,
put
I
up
just
and
wanted to make
like
sure that it wasn't anything else, you
just
know?
yeah. Despite the wanted poster being up and outside, all the other ones on there are dusty and like it doesn't seem like this is a
Mhm.
big hubbub. And it's I mean, Tawny might see you looking and just be like, I gotta put them up. It's my job. No one really comes through here.
Yeah,
Nothing ever happens
I don't
here.
make I don't make a big deal of it. I just like trying to make sure, how much heat we have on us at the moment.
Yeah. Um. As of right now, to Montego, light.
Mhm.
um. Beep boop bop.
I guess for the sake of I don't necessarily have to be knowingly looking around for this now. Um, but is there locations where there seems to be gunpowder for sale or other sort of you know, this being a port town, they probably need to stock up on at least some of the things that a ship would need,
Yeah.
and ships have cannons, so
Right. There's not a lot.
Mhm.
Uh. That you probably ask around because it's not like asking for
Yeah,
gunpowder is
it's
not
it's not
odd.
illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the local merchants are probably like, "Oh, we turn over a little bit of it, but most of it is just stored in the few guardhouses around here for the local navy ships." Um,
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
most people
yeah.
coming in here do not have a lot of need for gunpowder.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Um, I will make note of where the guardhouses seem to be.
There's one nearby. The I don't know what I would call. I can picture the house type in my head. Um, it's more of a hall than it is a like house where Montego lives.
Hmm.
For some reason, I associate it with Vikings a little bit. What's like a Valhalla? You go to a mead hall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that sort of I wouldn't say it's a meat hall, but it's like a place that people
No,
can
but
go.
it's yeah.
Um beep boop boop. Lost my train of thought because I was too busy thinking about that building. There's one by that building, town hall we'll
Hmm.
call it, and the other ones are located on the fringes of the bay. Seemingly that
Okay.
I'll be right back.
yep. Um, stored out there mostly for the ships, to protect the actual like um
How far away is the Doctor Cave?
um it's only like an hour outside of town. It's not a day's travel.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I guess if I've got nothing else to do other than wait for the flash sideways, because this is all good stuff that you're tossing my way, but I don't think I would be acting on it yet
yeah,
because I don't have a reason to
Right.
but I'm asking it now to get it out of the way.
Yeah, I get that.
I guess I will. I'll go to the doctor now. Introduce him, the shaman.
Got it. Deep beep boop doop boop. Okay, you're walking out to Doctor's Cave, which is on the coast. And it seems like Doctor's Cave has gotten slightly more inland based off of some landslides into the ocean. Because it's a cliff and then some flat beach and then eventually the ocean after that. And you're able to go down a little path and enter this big, 20-foot radius cave kind of thing. Not to put a fine point on it. And you see this fellow there with a large staff that's curled and coiled at the end, just sitting there meditating. And
I've returned.
When you arrive, he opens his eyes. Let me double check what I gave the name. What a fun last name. I love random name generators. That's great. He opens his eyes and goes, "Hello, I am Tion Gutzmer. What can I do for you today?"
I heard from the general store that you might have healing potions or some sort of potions.
I can cook some up for you if you'd like. How many would you like? And of what type? Because I'm actually good at this, which means that I could probably do at least greater if you wanted.
How much would it cost for?
I think the way that I do it, I think they're 150 for a greater. Just kind of gross based off of, I don't know how much money Greggorio gets.
Right now I don't have much because I did not take my split with me.
Dun dun.
I'm foolish that.
But I could also get you 3 lesser for the same price.
Well, I guess I'll get the 3 lesser for now, and we'll just deal with, let's see, that leaves me with 47 gold.
Hell yeah.
We'll see how long that carries.
I'm sure Tony will be a person of the people.
Yeah, exactly.
And
also the fact that this is something that is directly endangering.
So Tion has to whip these things up. Starts like moving around his cave, which suddenly appears a lot more to be like a open floor plan apartment, a studio apartment, opening cabinets and stuff that he has installed in this cave. And pulling out things and mixing them mortar and pestle, and is like, "Oh, what brings you into this area?"
I'm here to charter a ship for my crew. We had to stay in town a bit longer than we had wanted, but we had business elsewhere, so we sent a part of the crew with our ship ahead, and now we're just chartering a ship so we can meet back up with them.
Wow, that sounds almost needlessly complicated.
Almost.
That's I'm not a sailing man myself, so I guess I just don't understand these sorts of things.
Time-sensitive matters.
I'm sure. There aren't many time-sensitive matters here in this quiet town. That it's quiet and will stay that way.
I'm sure certainly nothing that will get resolved within 3 days' time.
Yeah. Towards the end of your conversation, you feel a light rumble. A light rumble. Like one that,
Mhm.
like an earthquake that you and I have probably experienced, aka one where you're just like, was that anything? No, probably not. Um, but Tion is like just corking your potions at this moment, and when he feels that,
Mhm.
he like has 1,000 yard stare for a second, uh, and then comes back and is like,
Everything okay?
"We don't get earthquakes very often." And he corks them and gives them to you, and actually follows you out of the cave. He goes, "I need
Mhm.
to go collect some new supplies. So I'm leaving as well. So come
Okay.
back if you need anything. It's called Doctor's Cave for a reason. Although I guess Shaman's Cave would probably be a little bit better. But hey, who who lives, who dies, who tells your story? Am I right?
Okay. So that sets that up. Did it seem like he specifically knew what it was, or did it seem like I've seen this before 10 times as a matter of fact?
um,
Roll insight on that if you would like.
sure. Just because if you roll low, then I don't have to come up with an answer.
14.
He knew something about it. Whether that's
Yeah,
from
that's fair.
experience or just, from stories or whatnot. He seemed to have an idea, not just a, oh, weird earthquake.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. That's all for now. So I will now head back to town, and I'm sure I will not run into any sort of odd townfolk.
um, I think I'm gonna have any odd town folk come up tomorrow after you
Mhm.
spend the night somewhere. If you'd like an inn, I will say that it is a silver.
Ooh, you drive a hard bargain. Uh, yeah.
Okay. You spend the night. Next day, no letter. How disappointing. Um, but through this day, uh, even when you wake up, people are like, "Oh, have you felt the little earthquakes?" And like it has been a consistent thing, these light earthquakes, and probably in the morning there is a proper one that actually shakes the ground beneath your feet and makes you go, "Oh, some some tectonic stuff is happening here."
Mhm.
Um, and into the afternoon, these heavier earthquakes keep going, and that's when we get the first flash over here, where you get the rumor mill of oh, we don't usually get earthquakes. The waves are going to be choice, and they're stealing my bananas. And in this hubbub of people being variously worried, I think this would be an excellent time for whatever Tony's character is, because I literally don't know anything about Tony's character, can present themselves.
My character uh is a pudgy orange tabaxi uh who carries around a very big hammer. Always has it with him. Sometimes might be dragging it behind him. Sometimes it's on its back. Always with him. Um, his name is Minecarts. And that's literally his whole deal. That's it. I'd like to think that he lives underground, so he doesn't know a whole lot about what's going on. Because I don't know a whole lot about what's going on.
You might have more of an idea than some people.
Yeah, actually, you might have more of an idea than most people. You actually picked a character that might have a special amount of knowledge based off of his very rare occupation in this town. Which is to say, I know your high concept, and I think that this is not a great place for that particular job, which makes you being this high concept even better.
Yeah, I like to think that like Minecarts used to be old timey prospector, but now he just kind of hangs out underground and hits big rocks all day. Like not mining for ore or anything, just like slapping big rocks real good. But yeah, it's Minecarts.
How does Minecarts feel about these earthquakes that they've probably noticed, especially living underground? They've probably been even more intense and have perhaps caused some, like, possibly caused collapses, and maybe that's why you're up in the hubbub right now.
Yeah, I feel like Minecarts would be hanging out in town, but only to blame the topsiders for causing all the ruckus, and causing just general ruckus by being like, you topsiders and your dance halls and your ruckus, ruining my rock smacking. How am I supposed to smack rocks with all this ruckus going on? And that's kind of Minecart's whole deal.
Just fucking loves smacking rocks.
He has a big hammer and he just hits big rocks with big hammer.
Mr. Big Cat.
Mr. Big Cat. Yep, his name is Minecarts. He's a Tabaxi wild magic barbarian.
I was thinking when you were describing Big Hammer, it's like, is this a barbarian?
Yep.
Nice.
It is. I just realized I didn't do health yet, which I should probably roll.
Did you take... If you rolled below average, you take average.
Worm.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me open the calculator. 64 is my health.
That's better.
That's 4 points under me. And I'm a level higher than you.
Okay.
Minecarts.
Good old Minecarts. Good old you using Notepad++? Question mark?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who uses character sheets anymore?
Really, it's true. I'm gonna go up to the old coot shouting about the bananas and ask him who's been taking your bananas.
I don't know, but last night I noticed that a few had walked away, and then this morning I wake up and trees had been sucked clean through the ground, just disappearing. Just huge clearings. There's a lot of banana trees. You notice when there's a huge clearing. I would have known if there was a huge clearing.
Yeah, it's oh my god, whole trees?
Yeah, and like little holes left behind where the trunk should be. Just slurped like spaghetti through the earth.
Did you notice anything when they were getting slurped? Did you see them getting slurped?
Most of the time I was sleeping, but there was one time that I saw them get slurped. It was frightening and I ran away. Now I'm here to complain about how it's the miners' fault.
It's the miners' fault.
Yeah,
what makes
the
you
miners.
say that?
The one miner's fault. Because whatever it is, it's underground. And the only thing that I know that's underground is fucking minecarts slapping rocks.
So
Did somebody say Minecarts? Howdy.
hey,
Hey, it's me, Minecarts.
Oh no.
hey, Minecarts, did you go around taking my bananas?
You know I only take bananas on the first week of the month.
It is the first week of the month, Minecarts. It's actually
Sorry,
no, it's tomorrow's the first week. Wait, hang on, I can't remember. Is it the first or is it the 30th right now?
Oh no.
well, it's Three's Day today, so
Good meme. Very good.
Well, regardless, this seems to have been happening in days prior, so it would, regardless of when now is, not be the first week of the month when it was happening.
All right.
I say to the voice of God.
Oh, I thought you're stepping into this kerfuffle we were doing.
Well, now I'm stepping into the kerfuffle. Minecarts, have you noticed anything unusual? If you're not, I don't know how strong you are, but I don't think that one tabaxi can slurp a tree into the ground.
yeah,
Tony?
he's got a good point there. Who am I? Who am I becoming? Whatever. This is who I am now. Minecarts, the tobacco.
Well, I guess you got a point there. Maybe he's got. Oh no, I'm taking on. Just went minecarts there for a second. I guess you got a point there. Oh no, it's still there. Oh well, I guess we all have this accent now.
We all have this accent that randomly changes.
That's just how we speak here. Maybe he's got a couple more tabaxis there.
Nope,
Maybe he's got a team.
just me and the rocks.
I thought it was mysterious how this town only had one miner. Maybe you've been hiding something.
Nope, just rocks.
I'll say that minecarts, your special knowledge that you've noticed being your occupation in this town, where that's a rare occupation, is that you've noticed new tunnels that you did not spec.
Yeah, I'll relay this information to people as it becomes relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you mean like 3 minutes ago?
Well, you didn't you didn't ask me about it 3 minutes ago. You were too busy talking about your banana trees.
I asked you about if you saw anything unusual.
That's a very funny joke. That's very mean on my part. Yeah, why didn't you tell us this earlier, Tony? Even though I just told you. The DM berates you for making a perception check and being like, "It's right in front of your eyes, idiot." Why are you asking me?
New tunnels. Are you sure there's not more are you down there?
Not that I've ever seen. Might be wrong. I don't know. I just smack rocks. Honestly, I'm smacking rocks.
At this moment, two delivery people are walking by with a large mirror, and Minecart sees his reflection for the first time in his life.
They're walking past with a large mirror?
Yeah. And you can see yourself. I don't know. I thought it'd be a funny bit about how cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking of the best way to do this. Yeah, Minecart says that must be one of the people stealing the banana trees, and I pull out my big hammer and I smash the mirror.
Hey, we're delivering this to the fancy mirror store.
Yeah. The only thing you're delivering is some sort of tabaxi criminal. Where did he go?
What? Tabaxi criminal? I only see one tabaxi here. Should we apprehend you? I mean, we're just delivery people, but we're buff. We could hold you down.
Yeah, I guess you could. No, it's well, I guess you're not delivery people anymore because yeah, but mirror broken.
Spider bite hurt. Spider bite.
You're gonna have to pay for this. This was like 10 gold.
All right.
And you pay him 10 gold. Nice. Well, I guess we can go back to surfing, which is what we do when we're not delivery people because we live here. Woo! And then they run off and rip off their clothes, except for their bathing suits they wear underneath their clothes, and summon to their hands like a packed weapon their surfboards.
Wild.
Good scene, everybody.
Goodbye, I guess. See you later. I freed them.
Let's settle whether Minecarts is the perpetrator or not by going to the banana farm plantation ? And is staking it out, investigating, doing the thing where I experiment by tossing a thunderstone.
Mm-hmm. And you have to bring minecarts with you. Very clever. Nicely done. Great. Y'all go over to an area of banana farm, which is basically everywhere.
Mhm.
You can probably also do a quick cursory investigation toward, like, you might pass by one of the clearings and be like, oh, damn. Yikes. And see these tiny little holes in the ground that poke into the tunnels down below.
Yeah, 16 on that cursory one.
Nice. Basically, you pass by and confirm what the old coot already passed along, which is that the trees have like a tiny little trunk, like where the trunks were are holes now, and you can also see that there's a fine collection and sometimes a line of loose dirt, as if something moved through here and then burrowed down deeper. Yeah.
Ooh, I just thought, do those delivery people, do they ever deliver, like, I don't know, crates of bananas, let's say?
Yeah. Actually, most of the time we're delivering crates of bananas from the farms to the trade house. To the trade hall, actually. That's our chief export. But today we had that big delivery of that mirror. It was special.
Have they noticed at all the crates of bananas, like unusual things happening to them?
Let me roll for unusual happenings. Nope, nothing weird that we've noticed.
Okay. So this points towards that they like them fresh and not crates. We can work with this. Okay, back to the farm now. Investigating the soil, like the worm tracks.
Hey, who said anything about a worm? Calm down.
Let me look at the stuff I sent you before and just read off those again.
Right.
Have you heard anything about its slurping thing? Like farmers getting slurped other than the banana trees?
Have I heard of like farmers specifically getting slurped?
It's farmers and or other things.
Right. I'm assuming you're gonna talk to the old coot, and
Yeah.
yeah, I came here too because I work here.
That's why I said we should all go. That way we can prove to you that.
Oh yeah, this makes sense now. I'm here. I'm officially an NPC. I probably should get a name. Do I have one?
I don't
Devin.
Do you?
I'm Devin Lamb. Man, shout out to me rolling the random names ahead of time. Such as Shaman,
Nice.
Sheriff, Old Coot Farmer, and Chanteau Priest. I still got more. I'm on a roll. I have not heard anything about that, but to be fair, it's only been the first day of earthquakes. If this was some sort of larger plot.
Does detect magicking the worm trails? Like, am I getting anything and or
there's nothing explicitly magical at foot here, but just for merit of maybe this is how this thing can work, and so that we can, fail forward. There's traces of acid that I'll say that the detect magic picks up on, so you don't have to cast detect acid anytime soon. And in terms of D&D, just the concept of acid is technically kind of a magical effect, Yeah.
It's kind of weird how that works.
It highlights it like a UV light.
Maybe I don't know if we want to just stack a bunch of fruit and see if something eats it, or if we should go back to the cave and go, hey, what was that thing you were? There's something weird here. Although I guess I will turn to Minecarts and say, you don't like spit acid or anything, do you?
No, not to my knowledge. Well, I haven't really tried before, but I don't think so.
Let's see, how small are the holes on the surface side of things? Like if I went where one of the trees was slurped.
The holes are vaguely the size of the banana tree trunk. So it kind of varies, but if you imagine a palm tree,
big enough,
that.
Yeah. It's roughly big enough that you probably a person could go down.
Yeah, you probably
like
squeeze down there, yeah. This hole was made for me!
No. Not a big fault.
You thought there was going to be a worm.
Instead, we were real monsters. Um, this, I'll get the, dig a little bit of this up so that it's more of an enterable hole. And does it look like there's like going into this hole? I do have dark vision. Good.
Whew.
Does it look like what underground am I seeing?
As you dig, eventually, like, it's hard dirt for a little bit, and then it becomes soft, and then you break completely through, and it looks like a similar cavern to the one that Doctor's Caves is, and probably Minecarts looks down there and is like, "Yep, that's basically where I hang out." And sorry, I don't want to speak. I can't do your accent properly. That's where I hang out and smash my rocks. It's probably something that Minecarts would say.
Probably. Let's see. I can I get minecarts to try and lift up a tree as a demonstration to did you say Devon?
Yep. Crazy old coot Devon.
Yeah. If minecarts could attempt to lift up one of the trees that are still there.
Yep. I'm gonna yoink this tree right out of the ground. Here we go.
All right, roll athletics.
He's a barbarian.
Oh, a crit? Oh my god, you do it!
It is a crit.
Is it
Oh, a critical one, baby.
Oh no! Then they're gonna be suspicious of you. You lifted out of the tree. You go over to the tree, and pull with all your might to the point where you lightly throw your back out and take 1 point of internal age damage.
Damn, no.
Ugh. But thoroughly convincing. You don't lift the tree, but you do convince them that you could not lift a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think even if he, dug directly under it to make it easier.
Like, what if he ate a fruit beforehand and used a shovel? I've seen some people come around and do that, then put the entire tree in their pockets. It's horrifying.
That sounds horrifying. I had to dig quite a bit in order to break through to see the cave part. I don't think minecarts did this. Now, there was some crazy acid here that I think we should go to the shaman because he knows about, potions and ingredients and acids and such things. And he seemed to have a reaction when there was that slight tremor.
Okay.
Yesterday.
And let's go to Doctor's Cave.
Yes.
As you walk, there's another noticeable earthquake at some point.
Does it seem to be coming from the farm, the direction of the farm?
As you're currently walking away from it, vaguely, yes.
Okay.
One might say that it's coming towards you.
Let's see. Am I paranoid enough to pick up on that?
I believe that Gregorio's high concept is paranoid.
Yes. What is around us right now?
You're probably walking vaguely through the cleared path. And like it's either a clearing in a banana forest or you're walking between the trees of the banana forest.
I almost feel like we need to. It feels like it's getting towards us. Well, we'll just bust out this little trick. I'm gonna signal for everyone to sort of stop, and then I'm going to, if I feel that it is getting closer, I'm going to start tossing some thunderstones, away from us to see what happens.
Mm-hmm. You do detect it getting closer. You start throwing the thunderstones. Make a perception check. You both may.
Okay.
21. 21.
Wow.
20 non-natural.
Okay, great job. You both notice both things. As you start throwing the thunderstones, off to the side somewhere, you hear birds flapping away, and then you look in that direction and you are able to see one of these banana trees just get sucked underground. And you're throwing these thunderstones around, and what will happen is the whatever it is, because we don't know for sure.
It's just making tremors. That could be anything.
Yeah.
Even a semi-successful movie franchise.
The semi-successful movie franchise starts moving towards the thunderstones and towards you vaguely. It was off to the side originally and is now coming towards you. And what will happen is, as it approaches the vague area that you're throwing these thunderstones, it rises towards the top, causing the top layer of soil to kind of be pushed up and off to the side. So all three of us are going to make dexterity saving throws. Oh, Coots, all right.
What's my dexterity?
17.
I got 11.
You have advantage because of danger sense.
Oh, worm.
Hey.
Worse.
Okay. Minecarts, unfortunately, gets knocked off balance, off to the side, and just loose rubble hits. So you get knocked prone and take 6 bludgeoning damage.
No.
Oh, no. The other two are able to jump out and keep their balance and stay okay. But then this, creature of indeterminate type,
the Black Lagoon,
creature of Montego Bay, goes to where the thunderstorms, congregated the most, and you don't see exactly what happens, but you do see a large crater left behind.
Jesus. And I'm gonna have all of us wait a while, and hopefully it will pass.
The creature moves away naturally.
Okay. Good.
Well, shit!
I think we found what was eating your banana trees.
Well, shit! Now what? Are we still going to see that shaman?
How close are we to the shaman compared to the town?
You're closer to the shaman than the town at this point. I was going to say 15 more minutes of walking.
Let us go to the shaman first, because we might need to bring him back to the town.
Isn't that the direction that thing was going? It was.
Well, then we need to make sure that the shaman is okay, because otherwise, things might get worse. I don't know.
All right, let's go.
He seemed to be the one that recognized what this thing was, so
Here
or
here
at
we
least
go.
had more of an idea than I did.
And you continue that way. There are light rumblings on this walk. Not close, but around. And eventually you arrive at Doctor's Cave. And a little bit more of this cliff has fallen down. So the entrance to Doctor's Cave is a little bit closer than it was last time. You go down and you see Tion in there. And make a... I almost did Star Wars RPG terminology. I was going to say, make an easy perception check. So make a perception check or investigation. And I'll roll a d4 and see how many threats happen. Oh, not good.
22.
Oh, that's pretty good. You enter into this cave and you see the shaman is sweating and panting, and the interior of his studio apartment cave is smattered with banana bits, just covering every bit. As well as there's a brand new gigantic hole in the floor.
I'm going to very quietly, because I don't know how close this thing is, and caves can be echoey. Do you know what that thing is?
First he jumps about 1,000,000 miles in the air because he was in the zone, and hearing anything spooked him. It's you. Yes. That is a purple worm.
Okay, but what do we do? How can we stop this thing?
The only thing we can do is try to appease it. We can try to feed it as much as it wants to eat. And hopefully it doesn't eat the town. But even if it does, it's better than any alternative.
Well, let's see. I am an intelligent fellow. Let's see.
I'm not gonna let them eat my bananas. They've already eaten too many, and I speak loudly.
It's true. He would speak loudly.
Please, please, Devin, lower your voice.
I can't. It's a medical condition, but TeeJay's...
What's this about lowering voices?
Let's continue this discussion outside.
Yes. How much do they tend to eat? Because it's already swallowed whole trees, and that's a pretty big hole that it just left in your home.
I ain't leaving without picking up what left of these bananas I can.
And the rumbling starts getting louder.
Devin, no. We must avenge your bananas later.
Devin, we need to get out of this. We need to get out of this cave as fast as possible.
I ain't going.
Anything that can assist.
1 banana? A 2 banana? A 3 banana? Oh, shoot, my arms are full. Let me try to find the bag.
And he starts rifling through Tion's stuff. Here, the bags. The bags are under the sink. They're under the sink. That's where you always keep bags.
I'm finding some wipes. Some
Is
growing
the
algae.
rumbling seeming to come from the hole that was made, or is it from is a new hole being bored at us?
You can hear it echoing down one of the tunnels that has already been created.
Okay. Gotta pull up how Thunderstone works exactly.
And bounce him across the ground.
More specifically, I have to see if there is a limit on what it can knock prone.
This is a one-on-one, so we'll play fast and loose. Do you want to knock this guy out of... Oh, are you trying to knock the worm
Hey,
prone?
hysterically, there is no limit on what it can knock prone. As
Mm.
long as the thing fails a con save, it's prone.
Wow, that's hog wild.
This is a strange interaction.
God, I'm going to just chuck. Does the cave seem to be losing its structural integrity as it will? Does there seem to be part of it that could collapse if given a little nudge?
Yes.
And by little nudge, I mean tossing a thunderstone at it.
I will allow it. There are some loose rocks shaking free, and you can notice a particular place that, with extra oomph, might collapse.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and pull Devin away as I do that.
Hey, I'm not going without these bananas. If you're going to try to get me away, you better pick up some of these bananas. Better see you working.
I'll pick up some bananas.
Yeah, Minecarts gets it.
Minecarts pick up the bananas.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Tion says. He's going to summon a Tensor's floating disc. Get them on the floating disc. Let's get out of here.
Yeah. If there's anything you need to grab from your cave, this is the time to do it. And I'm going to chuck the Thunderstone and hopefully buy us some time to get back to town.
Okay. You chuck the Thunderstone and say, hopefully this will buy us some time to get back to town, out loud in character for the purposes of me advancing this bit, which is Tion will go, just get into the ocean. And you chuck it and start a partial cave collapse, and everybody runs out, including Devin, who was really excited to eat whole.
Don't worry. You will be... I feel like you will have a perfect time to eat him whole.
I'm sure I will. I could still do it now. You all run out and follow Tion as he just dashes straight across the beach into the ocean and starts swimming out just a little bit. Probably to where a sandbar might be.
Mm-hmm.
And I trust that you all do the same and swim out there as he urges you, and through the tunnel bursts out the head of this 15-foot diameter purple worm creature that, you couldn't see it for a second because of the cave collapse, and then it just bored through it in less than a round, popping out.
But hey, a round is enough to dash away.
It's true. And it comes to the exit of the cave and screeches out. And the screech is extra loud because of the echo of the cave behind it, pushing it all out towards you. And even 50 feet into the ocean, you feel your hair being pushed back. It's this rows and rows of teeth screech out at you and approach the ocean, but notably does not enter the ocean and slowly slinks back down into the hole in the ground that it created and is gone for now. rumbling away.
Well, shoot, gosh, if I was still in there trying to get those bananas, I probably would have died.
Yes.
We need to stop that thing.
We need to just keep feeding it. It's safer to give it what it wants.
I think
Hell no, let's blow it up.
Food first. Do these? Man, holy shit! It's a fucking purple worm.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this detail. Because you're perceptive people. The cave it was traveling through is bigger than the worm was.
Well, that does lead into the question I was going to ask the shaman, which was, do these tend to just be one, or are they in groups?
Let me roll a cool intelligence check. Knowledge forbidden. Well, that's the same number that I rolled last time. I don't know. I've never seen one before. And I hoped that I never would have to.
You seem to recognize the tremors, though.
I've done research on this creature. So I'm just a little extra paranoid about it.
Oh, sure, that's reasonable.
Well, when are we gonna kill it?
You can't.
If there's just one, we might be able to feed it, but that one seemed to be smaller than the tunnel it was moving through.
Well, erosion, and maybe it's the only one left. And by that, I mean, I doubt it's the only one left. And if you...
There's more of these things. We're not going to have enough food to appease them.
If we don't appease this one, they will come seeking vengeance.
Do they have a concept of vengeance? Do I have to worry about worms wanting revenge?
If you...
No. Oh no.
If you hunt this worm, you'll have to worry about me at least. Was that a cool thing that I said, or was that a goofy thing I said?
It was slightly menacing.
All right, cool.
If I was, if I was any other member of this crew, I probably would have then stabbed him immediately, or at least threatened to.
You guys can swim back to shore.
Yeah. I don't think these things can be reasoned with. I think if we feed it, it's just going to see, oh, there's food here. I'm going to keep coming back for food.
So we feed it. And it lets you live.
Oh, we'll feed it all right. Feed it a bomb.
What was that? Nothing?
Well, we have to warn the town at least.
That's reasonable. If we work hard, season after season, the worm will come and take most of our food and leave us alone. You guys get what movie I'm...
This is This is
is.
Chicken Run.
No, fuck off.
Wait, it's Chicken Run, of course.
It's Bugs Life.
No, it's Bugs Life. No, it is Bugs Life. So we just need to make a big bird, fake bird,
I don't want...
scare it.
We can be walking nebulously back to town.
Yes.
I don't want to give that thing no food. It's already taken too much. This is my livelihood. And if I'm spending my entire livelihood trying to feed some crazy monster that's going to kill me if I don't, why don't I just, I don't know, leave or fight it or kill it or it kills me? It all seems very awful. This is a cool place. This is a chill place for cool people. And I don't want to leave it.
Does Minecarts have any opinions on kill or feed worm?
Kill worm.
All
Well
right.
said.
Smash worm with hammer.
Mm.
You're going to have a hard time doing that.
How powerful worm?
Well,
Incredibly.
if I were to, put it in terms of whether an encounter of 4, let's say level 6, I suppose. Even though I'm level 7, and the shaman may not be level 6, but on a scale of easy, medium, hard, deadly, this would be absurd. It would, in fact, almost be double absurd.
Trick worm? Trick worm?
Okay. Trick worm into what?
Dead? Trick worm into dead?
Okay. Well, we know that it won't go to the water. We know that it does eat bananas and it does move towards vibrations.
Poison.
Maybe we can figure out some kind of crazy plan. Oh, poison. That's an idea.
Poison banana.
Did you know that one of the most deadly poisons that there ever was is made from purple worms?
Oh.
Maybe not that.
That's just a little fun fact that I like to tell people who are trying to kill the worm that I'm saying not to kill.
Okay, what? If we can't kill worm, then we gotta...
We feed it and live under its rule forever. Yes, you get it.
Oh. Well, fair enough. I'll see you later.
Alright, that's it.
You've unlocked Worm End. We don't go to Jamaica. It's worm country.
It's worms. What? Cock's gun. It's worms.
It's worms all the way down.
Well? Okay, what do you guys want to do? Pull out of
Get back
being
to town.
actual conversations and talk more high concept in the
Yes.
hopes that I don't stay up all night so I can run the next part of this tomorrow morning.
Mhm.
What if we pick up town, move it somewhere else?
Mm.
Now you're thinking with SpongeBob.
So warn the citizens, and even if the shaman is not wanting us to do that, I feel like I want to blow up this fucking worm.
Cool. Okay. You go to town. You inform the rabble-rousing public what's going on, and they become even more rabble-rousing.
Mhm.
And most people share the sentiment of, I do not want to be subjugated by worms for the rest of my life, and I don't really want to leave. Could we just kill it? And Tion gets increasingly upset and gives a final cool guy threatening warning
Mhm.
that I have scripted, and all I have to do is find the page where he says, you hang on, no, wrong page. If you attempt to fight this, you will only make matters worse. I know this as a fact.
Maybe we shouldn't fight the worm.
Yeah, maybe we should super fight it then. And then the crowd cheers.
Maybe. Oh, wait. Hold on. I've solved the puzzle. Easy. This is an easy one.
Yeah.
We have to love the worm.
Oh fuck! What is that from?
I don't know. It's just a trope, right? That kindness will
no,
kill the
I
beast.
I thought you were going for like a cult thing.
No.
I'm
Okay.
I'm good with a cult. If you guys want to start one, I've always thought about it.
Oh, we worship. No, well, I mean, you guys are already kind of
If
worshiping the
only-
worm.
If only
By
what's his
feeding it.
face the retainer was here.
Well, anyways, I'm gonna go back to my cave where I worship this worm and feed it and give it what it wants, and I will be safe when the rapture comes, which will happen increasingly
wormshire?
soon if you try to fight this.
Did you mean the wormshire?
I did mean the worm, sure, thank you. That is what my cult calls it.
The Great Tunneling.
The Great Tunnel. Did you know that the Earth is actually shaped like a giant purple worm?
Hey, can you talk to the worm? Can you talk to the worm? Are you like worm pope?
The worm... No. I don't want to get into it. Goodbye. And he leaves.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Think of all the Catholic jokes we could make.
I'm leaving now. Goodbye. I'm
Wait,
not
I wanna
answering
know-
your questions about the worms. I've had it up to here. You're just gonna try to kill it.
Nope. I want to love the worm. I want to befriend the worm, but I need to know more about the worm if I want to befriend the worm.
Well,
What's his favorite food?
most of the time it eats dirt, and if with coercion it can eat bananas, and without
Yeah, but-
coercion it will probably eat anything that has flesh.
Yeah, but what's its favorite food?
Cat.
Oh,
Anyways, if you're seriously interested, I recommend setting up a one-on-one meeting, where
with
you
the
can
worm?
prove your worth and your devotion, and it might grant you a portion of its power. Not that I know anything about it, but goodbye. Anyways, I've said too
Wait,
much.
hold on.
Goodbye.
Who do I contact for this meeting?
He gets really close to you, and it's like a really tight camera angle, and it's just your face, and then his face enters and pushes his forehead up against your forehead and goes, "The worm," and then leaves the frame.
All right.
You do know that after he leaves.
Yeah, he's going.
You do know that if you go and meet him with meet with him about that, he's 100% just going to feed you to the worm, right?
No, I'm just meeting with the worm myself. 1-on-1. Mano-y-mano.
Yeah, and then it'll eat you.
Oh, that's the worm's prerogative, not his. That's the worm's choice.
Let's blow it up.
Yeah, let's blow it up. Yeah. Sheriff Tawny looks you deep and carefully in the eyes. It's like, is this as serious as it sounds?
Yeah, I think I can genuinely say yes. It is huge and terrifying and capable of killing any of us instantly if it so chose.
Hmm.
And we definitely don't have enough food in order to appease it, like the shaman said. And you know what that weird last part he was talking about? I almost feel like he he might have, I don't know, transported some purple worm egg somewhere. I don't know.
What if this guy in the cave is the purple worm? And if we kill him, the purple worm dies as well.
I did have the briefest of thoughts that he was some sort of crazy wereworm when we first got to the cave, and there were the banana bits everywhere. Then another worm showed up, so I think we're okay.
Wereworm is a very good idea.
It really is. It's a much better idea than the one I have. I wish that guy was a wereworm. Fuck.
Oh man. Alright, I'm gonna keep wereworm in mind for all future endeavors.
Me too.
Just in case.
Look, it's it was 15 feet in diameter.
Okay.
It
You just because to put pacing forward, you've convinced me. It's very scary, and you've obviously had a close personal encounter with it. I am whatever you need
big,
from
scary,
us. We can provide.
I guess we need banana tree and bomb, right?
Essentially,
Yes.
I, the local old coot Devon, am willing to sacrifice some of my bananas to save this goddamn precious town of mine. And he takes off his fancy hat.
How noble
Tears in
of
his
you to
eyes.
sacrifice your bananas to save
Man.
your bananas.
It's true.
Out of character, he's gonna be sacrificing a lot more than his bananas.
Oh, what? No, I don't want him to die.
Oh, he's 100% going to die, Tony.
What? Why?
Because this is Tremors. We gotta have a body count, Tony.
Brian,
We're on bullet point 4 out of 5.
I hate to bring this up, but I feel like I'm legally obligated to bring this up in D&D campaigns. What if instead of building some sort of bomb, we instead built
Say railgun.
A railgun.
I'm gonna.
No,
Tony,
Well-
you can't trick it into eating a railgun.
Good.
while railgun is a very good idea, Brian, I was thinking something more like, I don't know, a big metal projectile accelerated at high speeds using magnets along some sort of track out of the end of some sort of, I don't know, launcher.
A train
Kind of
ray?
like a... What?
A train ray?
Train.
Yeah, like a train ray or a track launcher, or I don't know, some sort of railgun.
Does anyone here have prestidigitation in order to... Can prestidigitation do, like, sense?
So,
Like smells?
it smells and tastes.
Yeah, smells and tastes.
Yes, it can. There's
I'm gonna need to borrow some prestidigitations to make this black powder just seem like the tastiest fucking bananas that this worm has ever tremor sensed.
we're on it.
Damn nice. Thank you. That's the most banana bomb in town.
Yep. And we're gonna put this not in the dead center of the town because that would be very silly. But what does magic circle hit?
I don't know. A lot of things.
A lot of things. Not necessarily magic circle itself, but that style of spell.
I
'Cause
don't know if
there's-
it's what you need.
Are you
Celestials,
trying to
elementals,
banish the
fae,
worm?
Elementals,
fiends,
fae,
undead.
fiends, undead. Okay. So no, because I'm fairly certain that worms tend to be monstrosities. I think most of those big worm-esque things are monstrosities.
You know for sure that it's
because
not
they are
fae,
fucking
fiend, undead.
monstrosities. Yeah, that's okay. It was just a thought that occurred of like, maybe we should make a magic circle. Trick it into being trapped in a cylinder. Of course, the cylinder is only 20 feet tall, so it could just burrow underneath it. But it would be funny. Is there anything else to do? Make a big bomb.
Make it taste delicious and smell delicious.
Make it taste delicious. Oh, right. Enlarging the bomb using enlarge.
Magic bomb.
I'm gonna need a out of townsfolk, just a map layout of the surrounding areas so that I know where to start running as I do my kite this thing to death and hopefully not get got by, oh, I don't know, not the one worm that I see in front of me, but the two worms that are outside my peripheral vision.
Clever girl.
I think that's everything. Tony, can you think of additional things to help, like traps or something? Just like spitball ideas right now for like additional traps to help
Bro,
fuck up this worm and
for a
make it
big-
so pissed off and wanting revenge at Greggorio that it is not going to just try and escape.
What? I assume the bombs are just like black powder, right? Just like big kegs of it.
Yeah.
Could we like mix in some caltrops as like shrapnel
Ooh,
and like really mess up the worm?
that's a cool idea.
I think that's all I got though.
That's okay. That's a cool idea.
Oh damn! What is this?
That's
that
vaguely
is the
town map.
Mm.
I didn't completely finish it, so it's not the most helpful thing, and it's only immediate town, so that's not exactly what you asked for.
Cave, is the doctor's cave anywhere on here, or the farm anywhere on here?
The farm is vaguely
Beautiful cave is
everywhere,
not.
and Doctor's Cave is probably just off of the map to the northeast, not too far off of it.
Okay. In that case,
Yeah, unfortunately, all of these things are hilariously happening to the east of this map, which is poor planning on my part.
no, that's fine. Is there tar?
Yes.
Would tar do anything to this thing?
Make them sticky.
It might hurt. It'll make them sticky. Tar is flammable.
That's true.
Okay. gunpowder gunpowder barrel full of caltrops that also smell and taste like banana, but also there's additional bananas around it as bait. From there, I guess if we can lure it to the surface, we can have townsfolk set up with like, I don't know, tar barrels or something, or like those soup cauldrons that medieval castles would use to defend themselves.
Uh-huh.
Something like that. And other than that, I think that's how we're gonna roll with it. I don't know if you have any neat thoughts, TeeJay, about how to swing this.
I'm just gonna do whatever you tell me to do.
Okay. We kill it.
Well,
Got him.
that is
I
that's
spend
it.
my light side point and we kill it.
Oh no. We actually killed it in a scene off screen.
Let's go then.
So you've created a bomb. We've done all that. You've used basically all the gunpowder they have.
Oh, did you say there was like some sort of temple here?
Yeah, there's a temple to Chanteau, which is agriculture and life. So there's a couple of clerics around.
Yeah, just gonna go there and pray to aid me in protecting this town and their people and their livelihood. Just not necessarily even directly to the clerics, just give it a little prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Very Home Alone type thing, you know?
I don't actually know. I've never seen Home Alone.
Right before the big
What?
battle at the house, he goes to the church to pray.
That's funny.
TeeJay, you've never seen Home Alone?
No.
That's crazy.
I've seen the inciting incident of Home Alone 2. Lost in New York.
Which one is the one where they're in the?
basically seen the inciting incident of Home Alone 1.
Which is the movie where he's in the house and he has a robot or something?
I think that's 4.
Oh God.
It could be 3 or 4. It's one of the post-Tolkien ones.
Oh, I remember that one very fondly. I think there's like a girl burglar in that one, like a woman
Yes,
burglar.
I believe that is Home Alone 4 because it brings back one of the original bandits, but now there's also a girl, and she's like his girlfriend? ?
Yeah, the trampoline, the wet trampoline. Anyway, it's not super relevant right now.
Yeah.
We
For now, you've got the caltrops. You've got a lot of gunpowder. You have tar ready to slow it down, and you're going to try to kite it around using thunderstones and running around, right?
Thunderstones, kiting it, running it around, and then chucking acid and potentially fire at it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. Let's say you prep for a day so that we can get the timing about right. The earthquakes just in general are worse. But the next morning, everybody in town is ready for the plan. Where is the initial bomb? Is that going to be the first thing that happens, or are you going to lead it to the bomb or something?
I think it's going to be more or less the initial thing that happens. We might lead it a bit to it in just like thunderstones to make it like go, huh, what was that noise? And then get close, you know?
And be like, oh shit, bananas.
nice. I love these guys.
To be at Devon's farm.
I'm willing to do this. I already said, and I can't take it back. However, I think that I should probably get out of here before it's... And then the worm attacks.
Yes.
The worm
We are
jumps
doing
up.
it here so that you can do that.
There's the Devin's screaming as he always does. It's like, I'm just gonna start stepping over here, doink, 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 and the worm jumps out of the earth directly at Devin, just snaps him up, and then lands like half of its body outside of the tunnel as it goes. Fuck, I love bananas. It doesn't actually say that because it's a worm. But then it starts pile driving into it.
And I'm holding my action for when it's about to swallow the thing, and I'm going to toss an alchemist fire at the barrel.
Crunch? Okay, would you let me check that sweet dexterity. Okay. Dexterity for the alchemy fire.
Let's see. 8 plus proficiency plus.
That's a 4, so I fail. So you can roll
Okay.
full damage on that fire.
Yeah, good. All 3d6 damage. But the important thing is we have a barrel full of gunpowder. That is 14 fire damage.
I'm just deciding behind the screen how much black powder I want you guys to have.
That's okay. We did enlarge it, so you can keep that in mind for giving us less.
Let me roll this in Dice Channel for you. /R. Roll this many D6.
Oh boy.
Actually, let me add that many for the caltrops inclusion. So you do 161 fire damage to the purple worm. And it's upset.
And now, on the back of my Allosaurus, I'm gonna start booking it. And the chase begins? Question mark?
Yeah, vaguely. I might make it an initiative little battle.
That's fair. That is a-okay.
Mostly so that Tony can also whack
I
it.
didn't mean like the actual chase rules. That
let's roll initiative. Y'all beat a 15?
Yes.
For initiative?
Yes.
I do not.
Okay. Greggorio gets to fucking book it.
Okay. Yep.
Is Minecarts standing at a strategic point with some sort of special plan and special thing that he was ready to do?
I think Minecarts, if you're okay with it, Tony, has the big barrel of tar that when the worm goes by, you can chuck it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that works.
So Greggorio gets to move first, and you start running away, and you can do a attack thing as a part of it because your Allosaurus is...
It'll make a dex save because I'm gonna start chucking acid at it.
Okay.
And for reference, my save or my DC for the saving throw is 16.
Great. It fails, but as you throw acid into it, you notice that as it's chasing after you with its mighty, mighty teeth and claws, no, it's just teeth, just rows and rows of terrible, terrible teeth, as it screeches out at you, some light spittle makes its way onto you and starts burning into your clothes.
That's
as
fair.
Inside of this is acid.
Yep.
And so in classic D&D rules, good night, Sean, it is immune to what it can create.
That's okay. I made a really shitty damage roll.
Cool.
It was a 7 on 46.
I take it
Damn.
was
1, 2, 1, and 3.
oh. Next
But now I learned that.
is the worm, which
Mhm.
right now is traveling frighteningly quickly.
Sure.
And is able to keep up with you
hmm
and try to take a jump.
Mhm.
Here
Oh,
we go.
I will bonus action expeditious retreat, but you can still do the chomp.
Yeah. Oh, baby.
Uh-huh.
A 15 probably doesn't hit.
No.
Nice. But a 21 probably hits.
Yes, it does.
Okay. It takes a big dive. It jumps out like a breaching whale and tries to chomp down on you, but you just kick in that expeditious retreat and dodge out of the way just enough as it starts burrowing underground, and its rear comes up and swats you with its tail. So it will do this much damage. 15 piercing damage. And
Okay.
you must make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
I'm actually good at those. 53. Let's see. 19 on the die. +3, +3. 25.
Very good. In that case, you only take 9 poison damage. Excellent job not dying to the purple worm on the first turn. So, here's the complication as we're approaching towards Minecarts, which I'll say he's probably... You can also have some control over just the townsfolk. The purple worm is currently underground, chasing after Greggorio.
Mm.
And you have a big vat of tar that needs to be above ground. Or, as a prospector, maybe you have some sort of crazy shenanigans that you can pull. Whatever you want to do. It's very fast and loose.
So the worm is underground.
Yep.
Chasing Greggorio.
Yep.
Can I carry barrel?
Yes, if you'd like. It
Okay.
would be an awkward carry, but you can.
How far away is Greggorio?
How fast are you moving?
Let's see.
Like 100 feet around?
Faster than that, actually.
How are you moving so fast?
Allosaurus. So the Allosaurus is moving 60.
Oh, you have
The
a
Swift
riding
Step-
You have an animal?
Yeah.
The Swift Step draft is giving it +20 speed, and it can dash as a bonus action now, so 160 feet around.
Holy
Okay.
shit.
I can also move that fast.
Ooh, I now also have to
Fuck, that's so
make
cool.
some concentration checks. I succeed.
Nice. Gregorio's probably going to pass by this checkpoint when he takes his next turn.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
they're like the chomp took place 150 feet away ish.
Mm-hmm. Ugh. I am not sure what to do because the worm is underground.
You can take a prep turn if you'd like.
Yeah.
Or you can make, if you want, you can make the townsfolk do something.
I will rage,
Nice.
which will activate wild magic. I rolled a 4. Magic infuses one weapon of your choice that you are holding until your rage ends. The weapon's damage type changes to force, and it gains the light and thrown properties with a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet. If the weapon leaves your hand, the weapon reappears in your hand at the end of the current turn. Damn, nice.
I select Cauldron of Tar.
I was just about to select Cauldron of Tar.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I select Big Cauldron of Tar. Hell yeah. And I'd like to wait until I can see the worm. And then once I can see the worm, I'll chuck tar at it. Yeah. There we go.
Okay, great. Greggorio, what would you like to do on your turn? The worm is underground and needs to be above ground for the tar plan to work.
Do you think it'll understand me if I call it a coward?
Oh, man.
Oh, man. So hurtful.
I'm trying to figure out a way to like taunt it into get it to go up and breach to try and hit me again. I'm not entirely sure though whether I just want to prep a vial for when it breaches or what. So for holding actions on a trigger,
The trigger
am I
becomes
also
instant speed.
able? Yes, but am I also able? Am I only able to hold an action? Or can I? My let me just say what my idea is like stopping to make it think it's like there I'm gonna hit the spot. He stop that.
Oh, that's the end of the idea?
And then as it goes to fucking get me, book it again.
Right. So essentially you're holding the getaway action.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, that's fine. You can do that.
Okay. I will do that. To try and get this thing up and out so that he can be smacked by some tar.
Okay. The purple worm fucking burrows and he's go, oh fuck, I'm gonna get him so good. And is gonna try to surface, and to make it as convincing as possible, how about you make a dexterity saving throw to see how narrowly you escape?
That is a-okay. How's the 22 sound?
It sounds like you're able to similarly keep your balance, or I guess the Allosaurus is, as the earth below you becomes soft and crumbly. You're able to bounce away as this thing shoots straight up out of the air. And I imagine that Minecarts is up in like a tower sort of thing, kind of like the Ewoks. And it surfaces right by Minecarts and screeches directly in Minecart's face with his mouth wide open. And I believe you said that you were holding your turn for something.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking throw this barrel of tar.
Hell yeah. I guess I rolled a hit.
How far away is Worm?
Probably only about 10 feet.
Nice. Is this?
I'll give you...
Reckless attack.
I can't reckless a ranged attack.
Oh, cowards.
Yeah, I just checked that, unfortunately.
Cowards.
I have to. I'm gonna throw this, or maybe I should just get close to the worm and beat him with big tar. What's the point? I gave it. Tar is
just toss
force.
it to try and dump the tar on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw big tar. I'm gonna throw big tar.
Okay.
And then the cauldron will appear in your hands to continue beating him with it. But now
Yeah,
without the tar, presumably.
I'm gonna throw big tar. Here we go.
Okay.
That will be ranged, so it will use my dex. And I'm proficient, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I'll let you be proficient. I don't care. This is not the first time you've thrown tar.
14 plus 4, 18 to hit Purple Worm.
That's enough.
Yeah.
I don't know what tar damage would do specifically, but we can make it. I don't know.
Right now it's force because of the.
I know,
Yeah.
but like how much?
Oh, right.
Hot force damage coming at you. Let's make it 5d6 flat.
Okay.
Sure.
And then it also has the effect of tar is very sticky. So as this big mouth full of teeth screeches into your face.
I got very, very nearly average.
Nice.
17.
Screeches into your face, and the mouth opens wide. You throw this tar in, this spectral magical tar, directly into its mouth, and as it chomps down to go to you, its chomp goes significantly slower as its mouth is all gummed up.
Mm-hmm.
And it will attempt to make an attack on you. Does a 14 hit?
No.
Excellent. And just for the splitting, another tail, it's going to be completely out of underground for a moment, and tail stinger at Greggorio, which also fucking whiffs with an 11. Nice. Okay. And now it's outside. It's slow. Its mouth is less effective. If you tar it up some more, it can probably slow down. It's yours turns. Technically starting with minecarts.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat this guy up real good.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can use all my experience smacking big rocks to see if I can smack big teeth. And I'm going to reckless attack.
Are you going to jump into the mouth and like ride it? It's having trouble with all the tar in there.
Pretty sticky in there.
Yeah. Which means that you wouldn't move. I'm urging you by saying if you want to do that so that you can be within range, it'll be safe and not just I tricked you into just being swallowed.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Cool.
I'll hop in the worm mouth.
You leap off the tower into the big sticky mess.
I can't be bit by the worm if I'm already in the worm's mouth.
Break his fucking teeth.
All right, time to smash. Oh boy. Oh boy. 15.
Did you reckless?
Yeah, that was reckless.
Oh.
I'm afraid that 15 is not quite enough, even considering that you're inside.
Okay. That's fine. I attack again.
Yes, you do. You smack the cauldron at one of the teeth, but it's not quite enough to break through. It nearly chips.
I'm using big hammer.
Oh, you smack your hammer, and what I said happens.
Mm-hmm. I'm using big hammer. Okay. Now we're cooking. 17.
17 is enough to hit because you're inside the worm.
Nice, dude. I'm gonna beat this worm up. 2d6. That is 6 plus 5, 11 smack damage.
Nice.
That'll be it.
Excellent.
Let's see. I kind of want to throw Alchemist Fire to the mouth, but I don't want Minecart to burst into flame.
Maybe not that one.
I might just throw. There's no way that this thing is going to fail a con save.
Throw the fire, Brian.
I'll throw it outside.
Nah.
Throw the fire, Brian.
Okay.
Throw the fire, Brian.
I'll toss it in.
Hey, throw the fire there, man. You think we're gonna
toss it
mourn the
in.
loss of a cat named Minecart?
It's what Minecarts would have wanted. Minecarts also has full health, so it doesn't matter.
That's true.
Yes. So this is a dex check. Or
Well,
dex
Minecarts
save, rather.
14.
Well, should
That fails.
I make this?
If you want.
Okay, yeah. Not great. 10.
Danger sense?
Yeah, this is
Oh.
a thing you can see.
You're right. Nice, dude. Hell yeah. Oh,
9? Question mark.
also 10.
Wow.
Oof.
Well then you're gonna take 3d6 fire.
That's fine.
Let me roll that up real quick.
Minecart's seen worse.
15 fire damage.
Oh, Brian, you're hitting me with these fucking numbers.
It's actually 30
What
Oh,
is-
shit.
because the
Because
tar
the tar is catching
ignites.
fire.
Oh, that's a lot easier to calculate.
Conveniently, it was the same number.
All right.
And
I'm
now this
gonna-
purple worm's mouth is on fire, which does make
Yep.
it an even less pleasant place to be.
It is what it is.
It's my turn. I get to try to
As
chomp.
I dash away.
I try to chomp. Minecarts with a fucking 7. Ugh.
Terrible.
Goodbye,
we'll
that
never hit
D20.
Minecarts.
That's I've rolled a lot of 2s on that D20.
Not even close, baby.
And I know that it's unrealistic to actually catch up to you, other than allowing this thing to move stupidly fast and have an outrageous reach. But I'm gonna have the tail singer
Well,
go to Greggorio again.
That's okay, because I think in universe I am keeping close enough that it doesn't just give up. You know,
So,
it
Brian,
happened, didn't it?
it did.
Yeah. Okay. Give it to me, baby.
Okay, well, that's a 27 to hit, aka a critical.
Oh.
Yep.
Ooh.
But fortunately, it won't critical the poison damage. Oh.
Okay.
Power of worm.
34
Oh.
plus.
Oh.
You take 39 piercing damage and have to make a constitution saving throw.
Okay.
How are you looking, Brian?
We'll see in a minute. First, let me do that con save. Okay, we make the con save, presumably, because it was an 18 on the die.
Yep. You
So
take
that's, 24.
9 damage, 9 poison damage.
So
Okay.
a total of 48.
So okay. So good news. I am up.
Are you in the danger zone?
No, I'm one off.
Oh, could you imagine? Could you imagine? Oh, actually, it gets a +1 or -1 to hit to damage rolls, depending.
Okay. -1. Yeah, now I'm in the danger zone.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because it's damaged and it does less damage.
Yeah. That one chip tooth.
Yeah, exactly. That affected its tail stinger. Amazing. Holy shit. So that the tail stinger before did like a quick little slash across, and this time it stabs almost clean through you. It actually stabs clean through you, retracts a bit so it can release its poison, and then pulls out. And this stinger is not like it, 15-foot diameter body. This stinger is probably like most of your chest, probably at 1 foot diameter at its point. AKA,
Yes.
there's a huge fucking hole in Gregorio's chest.
There is, in fact, a huge hole.
It's your
Um,
turn, buddy.
Well, we're gonna. What does the dodge action do?
Disadvantage. I get disadvantage on trying to hit you.
Have you been rolling worm bites against minecarts with advantage?
I haven't.
Hmm.
Thank you. Okay, does an 8
It's
hit?
okay, Tony. I took the crit for you, Tony.
Does an 8 or a 10 hit?
No.
Damn.
Minecart's AC is 17.
I thought you were gonna say 7, and I was gonna be like, I can't even hit that.
I don't think that'd be possible.
Just
Well,
barely.
Unless my dex and con were both very bad.
I'm a barbarian with -2 con and -1 dex. My AC is 7. What's Greggorio doing?
Popping a potion.
Nice. What an excellent idea, coward.
Damn, rude.
This worm seems to be having a bad time, just so you know. Its mouth is
Yes.
still smoldering. It still can't fully close its jaw. It's trying to bite something that's in its mouth, and it can't. However, that tail is fucking whipping around.
It is
Fuck this
whipping
worm, dude.
around. We popped a Healy, and now let's see. Throwing more fire into it? Question mark.
Brian, I don't know if I'd make it through another one. I don't know if throwing fire into the mouth is a good plan, because I think I would die.
My other thought. Also, I would like to imagine that following that gouging is about when that other flash sideways happens.
It's not.
Oh, good. That's okay. What if I were to run straight towards it with the Allosaurus?
And charge it?
Yep, I'm thinking about it.
That's a fun idea.
You should have packed black powder on the Allosaurus. You could have dove off of it as it ran into the side and exploded.
That is true. That would have been a good idea. But Tony, what if it had ignited while I was on it?
Still would have been pretty cool.
That's true. Well, I don't think that one 2d10 plus 4 bite is going to kill this thing. And I don't think it's going to fail a DC 13 strength save.
Thunderstone, knock it prone.
Well, that would be a con save. No, I'm thinking about Sanctuary on myself and using the fact that my abilities as the artificer don't break Sanctuary. Oh wait, they changed the wording of Sanctuary, so now it does, except for Thunderstone. Thunderstone still doesn't break Sanctuary.
Because it doesn't do damage, right?
Yup. It can only push and knock prone. Yeah, we'll sank.
I just did
we'll
the
Sanctuary up.
purple worm's turn, so technically it is actually Minecart's turn.
Yeah.
I'll do big smack.
Okay,
I reckless smack.
sounds good.
17 on the die plus 6.
That hits.
So, nice, dude. Mega damage. 14. What is it? Bludgeoning damage.
Probably.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And I'm gonna roll again.
crack a tooth right off.
Nice, dude. Now I'm gonna slap him again. Oh, not as good. That's a 13.
That is not enough to hit.
Yeah. That's okay.
Back to Sanctuary.
Oh, right, because it's... Yeah, so I Sanctuary up, and it is a bonus action, so I guess I'll... fuck it. Let's see if TJ's dice betray him. Make a con save.
Okay. A con save, you say?
Yeah.
Does a 29 pass?
Damn.
Just barely.
Cool. That's that. My turn. Excellent. Yeah, the only thing that he can do is try to bite Minecarts, because it's really not feasible to get that stinger up there. So here we go, and this time I'm going to remember to advantage. All right, we're getting there. Does a 13 hit? No, it doesn't.
Nope.
Wow, it's unbelievable. All right. I'm gonna kill Greggorio. Here we go. Hiya! Hang on, I rolled 2 by accident, which is good, because 1 was a 19 and 1 was a natural 1.
Mm.
And this one is a total of 10 to hit.
Did you get through Sanctuary?
No, but I'm not gonna re-roll because I would have failed whatever that was, which means it doesn't work, which means
Sure.
purple worm wildly swings and kills a random townfolk.
No.
Points at Greggorio and says, "You did this." Actually, it probably would have targeted the Allosaurus, because it could.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it could.
Does a 15 hit the Allosaurus?
It does.
Can the Allosaurus take poison damage?
Let me look.
It takes 18 piercing damage.
It is immune to poison damage and
Nice.
the poison condition.
Great. It takes 18 piercing damage as the tail swings down at you, and then basically your magical barrier pushes it just barely off, so it
Mm-hmm.
snaps down directly in front of you and goes into the Allosaurus's neck, which is a robot, so it doesn't fucking care. Cool. It is Minecarts' turn.
How rough is this thing looking?
It's looking quite bad.
Welcome back to my turn. It's going to be very similar to the last one. I'm going to reckless attack.
Mm-hmm.
16 to hit.
Because
Is that
you're
too low?
inside, that is enough to hit.
Nice. 10 bludgeoning damage.
Excellent.
That's only a 15.
You crack down on the load-bearing tooth.
Oh no.
You smash it down into the purple worm, and the only thing that's strong enough to pierce the purple worm is the purple worm itself. That's not canon, but that's a cool little idea. You smash down a tooth into its own jaw, clean through, and it starts pouring out acidic blood onto the ground as it writhes up in pain. In that writhing, it flings you out of its mouth, which probably hurts on the way down, but you're probably okay. You have a cool one. If you're really close to death, you have a cool 1 hit point left. And it writhes and falls back down and lightly slips into the tunnel. Half of it outside, half of it inside. A deceased.
Yeah, we did it.
Woo! The townsfolk cheer.
So the first thing, I'm gonna toss a healing potion, lesser healing, at the minecarts,
And shatters on the ground and is
let's,
wasted.
So my thought, even though you said that it's not canon that the only thing that can kill or hurt the purple worm is itself, I'm still thinking, let's rip out its teeth to use as arrows and or spears and or other things.
That's fair. That's like a mining project.
Looks like not Gregorio. It looks like Minecarts back in business.
And that can be something that gets accomplished over the next period of time, is harvesting things from the purple worm. So I'll say that you have a few fragments, but otherwise it might take a day or two.
Well, it's a good thing we killed the one and singular worm that existed in this town where nothing happens.
This town where nothing happens. Everyone is very rejoiceful and is fucking losing their minds, and they're all very happy. And they're all very happy for Minecarts, who has gone from 0 to hero in this town, and Greggorio, who's gone from non-existent to hero in this town. Any last things that you want to do before I go into epilogue mode and close us out?
Is the epilogue stuff happening within the same day? Like, is there time for a short rest? Or will there just be a long rest that has happened?
There's a long rest that has happened.
Okay, then never mind. The only thing was like, oh yes, I have that cook spoon where people who expend a hit die during short rest may regain additional d6.
Classic.
I'm gonna harvest parts of the purple worm for food making.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
I've got cook's utensils. I am in fact the cook.
Can you make a cook's utensil check with wisdom? We'll say, or intelligence.
Sure.
I don't know which one feels more correct to you. I know that intelligence is better for you, but I guess you've never cooked.
Wisdom may.
Yeah, I'm going with wisdom based off of like intuition knowledge, not like, oh, I know how to cook a purple worm.
Yeah. 15.
Okay. You make a tasty meal out of this purple worm. And I don't know enough about describing food to describe this food. So, it's everything that you could have dreamed of. And it doesn't hurt to eat. It's quite the delicacy. Cool. Epilogue? Question mark?
Yeah, I've got nothing else other than yeah.
Yeah, there'll be time to play with time distortion.
Yeah.
Over the next insert time period, things have quieted down and life seems pretty good. Eventually, Greggorio probably doesn't receive a letter, but who knows? Maybe they'll think to do it. Saying that the pirates will arrive soon. And around that time, the earthquakes start rumbling again. And the townsfolk, who have been slightly ravaged by the purple worm in the chase, in the background, things were harder and rougher on the general townsfolk. Combined with them going, we don't have anything to make a bomb now. They start evacuating as insert an amount of time just before the pirates arrive on the scene. Greggorio is seen fleeing, running as fast as possible on the back of his Allosaurus as a gigantic 30-foot diameter purple worm erupts out of the ground, chasing him.
Now, TeeJay,
Yes.
Do you know how I had the thought about leading it to Port Royale?
Time to go.
I think I think I might do it or attempt it.
Tony, I'll also ask this. What do you want the fate of Minecarts to be? Famous town prospector for excavating the purple worm?
Yeah, I think he finishes up like taking apart all of the purple worm. And then when people start evacuating, he probably just goes with them as the new town hero. He has to go where his people are.
Yep. He's going to go run interference by them. Be that. It was decided that Greggorio would run away and lead the worm away from the people, as Minecarts went with the people to protect them.
That's true.
It's a noble sacrifice. And I was recording this entire time. Good job, everybody. Thanks for playing. I hope you had a nice time.
Mm-hmm.
I like these casual little sessions. Things just happen. And extra special thank you to Tony for joining on short notice.
Yeah,
I hope you had a pleasant time.
I appreciate being invited. I had a good time.
Great. Cool.